Yikes, it looks like my How Kelly Jinx has a disease. But it doesn't, I was just doing some sanding. So this is what I was doing yesterday. Taking off as much of the paint that I could. I don't want to take too much off because I don't want to risk sanding through the fiberglass cloth that I have underneath here. The other thing that I wanted to try was to see if the West System epoxy was going to cover over and adhere to any remaining painted surfaces. It's hard to see, but this area right here has one coat of clear epoxy on it. It's completely hardened, and as you can see, it's good. It's not flaking up or doing anything. So I don't know if I have to do any more sanding at all. Again, I don't want to risk sanding through the fiberglass cloth. I may do a little more, but I've proved that the West System epoxy will adhere very nicely to a painted surface provided it's prepped properly. And I did sand all of the surface here with 80 grit paper. The other thing I did yesterday was I filled in a lot of these damaged areas or areas where the screws had popped through, and I filled them in with thickened epoxy. So I love the West System. I've given all sorts of tutorials before, but this is a great system here. You buy the resin in a larger container with a pump specifically meant for the resin, and then you buy the hardener. And again, it's one pump of the hardener with one pump of this. So it's the mixing is flawless. In this particular case, I was using the West System 407 low density filler, and that's why it's brown. And there are a number of different fillers you can use. The low density is brown, the high density is a white. The nice thing about the low density filler is that it sands very, very easily. And since these are not spots on the hull that are going to take a lot of load or stress, the low density filler was the perfect thing to do. So I've filled in some spots there and there. These two spots were the ones where those brass screws were, and I've countersunk them in there and then filled them over here. There was a big scratch here, and there was a big gouge out of the hole right here. So what I need to do now is sand these flush, and I'm going to do that with my belt sander and my orbital sander, and then I believe I will do a little bit more sanding and then apply the whole surface with epoxy to seal everything up. So this was just a quick little short video to show you where I am today, and it's gonna get messy again with all the sanding dust.